also talking Jack Lew this morning. Treasury Secretary Jack Lew moving up the date that the government will officially run out of cash and the ability to borrow more to November 3rd. Lew reminded our own Liz Clayman that any decision to raise that debt limit rests squarely in Congress.
Only Congress can raise the debt limit. And something I have to remind you and your viewers about is the debt limit does not commit us to any new spending. All the debt limit does is it gives us the ability to pay the bills for expenses that were committed to a long time ago.
All right. So first of all, what do you make of that response?
Well, I think he's right. I mean, you don't tell the credit card company once the bill arrives, I'm sorry, I'm not going to pay this. You tear up the credit card and stop charging the items to the card. So that's what our government needs to do. They need to make a decision. We're going to spend X. We're going to borrow X to cover it. We're going to come up with a long-term plan so that we bring down that difference between what we spend and what we bring in, one way or the other. And those are very difficult decisions. And nobody's willing to make them on either side of the aisle right now, frankly.
But this debate could get pretty ugly still.
It could, and that's going to hurt the market. Some people think that part of what the Fed is watching is this debate, and that this is yet another reason they don't want to move, because it would be one more pressure on the market and frankly the global markets. Because Lew makes another good point, which is you don't like the American economy, you really don't like the global economy. You know, as rough as things may seem, we are the best house in a bad neighborhood, and this is a stress that
which I can't believe we're here again on this, right? As far as this debt debate, I mean, I'm so tired of officials hanging this over Americans' heads as, oh my gosh, this is the absolute worst thing that's going to happen in the world. I mean, if to your point, Jack, if it does affect the markets to some degree, remember the big government shutdown actually was really good for government bonds. That actually pushed yields down. So if you bought bonds in anticipation of that, I think it could happen again. If this does hurt the market, I'd buy bonds ahead of some sort of shutdown.
But the reason people buy bonds is because they see that as a safe haven.
But the argument was it was going to destroy U.S. debt. When President Obama said himself, he said everything's going to be in turmoil. The reality was bonds did very, very well when the government was shut down.
I just think the thing's it's a joke, and you hold the Treasury hostage essentially for what gain? If you refuse to raise a debt limit in the short run, I don't know politically what you gain out of that.
Yeah.
Right.
All right. Well.